Welcome to the Measly Few podcast, ladies and gentlemen. My name is RandomKandor. We are joined by Briss,
What's crack-a-lackin', captains?
Confish,
It's me, Markiplier.
oh shit, and Riely.
Hey, what's good?
And today we're going to have an eclectic bit of topics. Bryce can only join us for a brief period of time, but why don't we just catch up in general? Riely, I don't think you've been on a Measly podcast in the past. Is that true?
It's true. It's been my dream from Measly Few podcast, and it's finally come true.
We're actualizing dreams today. So why don't you give us a little bit of information about you so we can plug your socials and all that kind of stuff in the description?
Hell yeah. So I'm Riely. I've been totally online making internet content for no audience for years now. I'm like fucking 17 different podcasts. It's a problem. I have an addiction. FM/Riely Mega Feed is where you find me. It has like
Nice.
into podcasts. Cool.
You just have so much to offer. What kind of podcast are you on?
My main show, one I could do consistently weekly, that I usually plug, is a show called Largest Issue in the Galaxy, which if that sounds familiar to another podcast you've heard of, no, it doesn't. It's the original concept.
Yeah, please don't pursue legal action.
No, it is Largest Issue in the Galaxy. It's a great show. Me and my friends bring in issues time, and I also have a Death Note watch along podcast that I'm doing. That's been pretty fun. I have a Pokemon show. Just anything you can think of, pretty much.
Nice. Good for you, putting yourself out there. Confish, what have you been up to lately?
Well, I mean, I have been in a podcast episode for probably like 5 months, and since then, I have a job. I've been working, 3 to 5 days a week, and
Nice.
I'm doing my diploma test tomorrow, and that's pretty much
Sweet.
it. I've otherwise been wasting my life away.
Fair enough. That doesn't sound like much of a waste afterwards. And what about you, Bryce?
You know, I have the sneaking suspicion that our Riely is actually just Ace Riely from Void Gazers.
Found him.
He's doing that. He's doing that deep cover move. I've
see-
been investigating some secret Black Ops kind of shit lately. That's what I've been into. So
What a hidden name.
I'm very suspicious of Riely.
You see,
I don't know how you deduce
despite
that.
what many Kiwi users may think, we are two Rileys.
Ah,
I don't know about that, man. I'm doing that deep research.
You reserve
Other than
judgment.
that, I'm just been working on working on my guitars. I'm trying to put a new bridge on this RG550, and I don't know, just trying to enjoy what little time to myself I have, and doing a tremendous amount of drinking. So there's that too.
For a city boy like myself with very delicate, tender hands, is it very hard to put in new pickups to a guitar?
Is it hard to put in new pickups for a guitar?
For a layperson?
I mean, no. Do you know how to solder?
Absolutely not.
I mean, it's easy to learn. Just learn how to solder, and don't. I mean, pickups they're a series of magnets, so like don't try to put a magnet on them, because you might throw the pickups out of phase.
Beginner's mistake.
Wind up wasting like $100. You'd have to buy a fucking new set of pickups. But
it just ruins them straight up.
Yeah, it throws the pickups out of phase. But yeah, no, I wouldn't say that it's hard. Just there's literal tutorials of it, how to do it on YouTube. So just watch those and do it.
Fair enough. But our first topic on the docket will be the Ukraine and Russia. Who knows anything about the situation?
I'm not informed enough to really have an opinion, but it's really clear that Russia's going to win, and not many countries are really going to do anything about it. And it's just everything's going to be more expensive, and we're going to have no control. And if they bring back any draft, I will start rioting and looting, maybe burn some stuff.
Fair enough. And what's this? I've heard some stuff about like the Ukraine really bossing up and fucking going to task despite their uh, clear mismatch. Is that something to be inspired by, or something to say is bad for the people?
I don't know. I wish I was smarter on this whole situation.
More
And,
informed, plenty smart. Go ahead, Briss.
This whole conflict, especially hearing about the ghost of Kiev, it was very inspiring for me because it inspired me to play Ace Combat 5 Unsung War.
Oh,
So,
not Metal Gear Solid?
I've been playing that too. I actually recently beat the Metal Gear Solid 1 for PlayStation. I beat that one a couple weeks ago. I'm in the middle of playing Snake Eater right now, but I'm trying to catch all the animals and try to hear all the codec messages, so it's taken a little while. I'm pretty
Now,
sure I've
Bryce,
missed some stuff.
as a game man yourself, isn't a snake eater just your default way of life?
Yeah, most definitely.
Fair enough.
But no, yeah, this whole Ukrainian thing it's inspired me to play some Ace Combat. So
Okay, good.
it's a very inspiring new political event that's going on in our lives.
Damn, I'm glad that you're really preparing yourself to enter the fray.
Hell yeah, man. I'm in there. I'm in it to win, just like Lotto.
Hey, and Riely, any specific thoughts, one way or the other?
I have very limited information. So, maybe I'm wrong. But it's like both Russia and Ukraine are not great countries. But like Russia's being like, super authoritarian and just like bombing innocent people, and it's not very cool. I don't like it. Russia bad.
Now, didn't this kind of stuff happen like back with Crimea, or is this something separate?
I mean, it's. I mean, this stuff has been happening, pretty much every year, except Russia's that one that people are kind of like to hate. I mean, not saying anything. Cough, cough. Israel
Mhm.
kind of attacking, Palestine, kind of trying to attack them and kill their cities, kill their children. But no one talks about it because Israel. And
It's
we
Go
could
ahead.
talk about Israel all day long and blah blah blah, anti-Semitic, but
Are you pro-Israel?
no.
It's a wild thing because you actually see like now there's so many like reporters that are like, no, it's not like the Middle East, it's not like Africa. These guys have blue eyes, they're Christian, they're just like us. We should care about this one, guys. I'm like, what the fuck? The fuck is happening? It's like not hiding things, which is refreshing, but still
Yeah, like
quite
don't
concerning.
act like you care about Ukraine if you're not caring about what happens like pretty much every day in most countries there's always some kind of fight, but now it's just a whole new like thing. I mean, like with them people, like it's really understandable how they feel about it, uh like uh Kino, he has like family like over there. He's lived in Russia. That makes sense. He actually has that kind of talking to him. But if you're some suburbanite and say, oh my God, they're being slaughtered and go Ukraine, go, like no. It's just a topic of the week and they're not gonna care by the end of the month unless if it keeps going and it escalates. But no one's gonna
But
care. None of the countries are gonna do anything.
but don't you think that even people without families there should care?
A little bit, but I feel like people are putting too much care. I mean, like we should care. We should absolutely care, but it's not the worst thing to happen. And people are. I feel like people are blowing out of the water for how often this happens. Like
Mhm.
it seems like the less aware people are of it, the more they seem to care.
So it's more consistency across the board. If you care about this, you should be caring about a lot of other
Yeah,
things.
I wish they were more consistent, but it's only
Mhm.
because it's Russia and people don't like Russia because Putin evil, stuff like that.
Well, for me,
But
it's just
also, it's
Russia.
very powerful, right?
For me, it's just Russia the aggressor in this
Go ahead.
situation. It's like it's shitty that Russia is doing this and trying to take over a place.
Mhm. Yeah, because this is kind of a flex of power, and if no, everyone's going to stand in the sidelines, it's going to be momentum to do other stuff. Perhaps I don't
Israel's
know
doing the
anything
same
about it.
thing. That I feel I feel a little bit more strong about Israel because it's been happening for the past, couple decades.
60 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think actually I saw one tweet by I think the Israel fucking Twitter account that was saying like, oh, like in Russia bombed this like Holocaust museum where X amount of thousand people died and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, well, now you care? Like, well, are you criticizing the bombing of the specific monument that's to your culture, or are you criticizing the act of aggression, which is hypocritical?
Yeah. Yeah, it just
But
I just want people to care more about something that isn't the topic of the week.
that's true. Instead of just, it's a little bit pros and cons because it's so publicized and so widely known and like genuinely fear stoking because of the power and size of Russia. It's fair to care about it, but at the same time, if this wasn't shoved down our throats all the time, like would people even know that it was happening? Russia is one thing, but like other small conflicts, like if you didn't see a trend, like the Muslims in fucking China, like no one would know that shit if it wasn't hitting the airwaves.
Yeah. Yeah, but now everyone's completely ignored that. Like, I mean, I still talk about it
Yeah.
regularly with people, but no one cares because no one wants to challenge China because there's business. Like, if a country were to say that, like, yes, there is this slaughter going on of many, thousands of people, like say, yeah, Joe Biden. Let's just say Joe Biden himself says, yes, what China's doing is wrong to the Muslims. America would lose so much business. Like it's money.
Do you think
Money's all that
do you think
matters.
do you think it'd be different if it was Christians?
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Because, they're like, "Oh my God, the Christians," because, Christians are very prevalent in America, but no one, I mean, I care about, Muslims and stuff like that, but it's just because America is so Christian like centric. Like, I
Mhm.
mean, it's pretty much under God, under God, under God. If you're talking about God, specifically the Christian God, because that's what it's supposed to be, not like under a
Mhm.
God of your choice. No, the God is
Mhm.
implied to be maybe Catholic or Protestant, whatever, probably Catholic.
Mhm.
But either way, Christian God. Americans care about Christians. That's pretty much what all the presidents have been. I don't think there hasn't been a single non-Christian uh, president in America. And
I didn't know.
it's all
So, is there
yes.
like a Catholicism like bias in the like founding of America, or most people
No,
Catholic at that time?
it's I mean, kind of, but I'm just saying now now just people want someone religious in power.
Mm.
Um
As a virtue,
it's just that people don't care about like Muslims. It's just that.
it's an other.
Yeah, it's they're not like, I mean, people should care, but they don't because it's not directly
Foreign.
affecting their religion.
Yeah. So, Confish, you did mention that you were watching this iconic movie for the first time
Ah,
ever. Why don't you share us a little
oh my
about
God,
what's happening there? Switching
you're really dragging me into this, aren't you?
switching gears a little bit. Bye, Bryce. But
I
let's.
specifically, yeah, bye. He left. I specifically stated not to bring this up, but I guess I'll say. I mean, there's really other things that I'd rather talk about. But I finally saw The Godfather. I love mob movies. I love the genre.
I was
I
wondering what you're alluding to because he was saying earlier before we started recording that he watched a lot of derivative works and works influenced from this major kind of iconic
yeah
movie masterpiece. But I was thinking it was like some kind of horror movie or like some kind of
yeah
2001 Space Odyssey.
I don't like horror films.
Fair enough. Riley, have you seen Godfather?
I have not seen The Godfather, unfortunately.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
you
Very
we
uncultured movies. I've
I,
seen
I,
very few movies.
I saw it, and it was the 50th anniversary, like, special Dolby screening
hey.
at a different theater than the one I usually go to, because that theater,
Oh,
of
you
course,
saw it
doesn't
in
have all the good ones.
theater.
Yeah. Um,
Nice.
I love going to the movies. I think I talk about that a lot. But and there's of course this old lady in my seat, and I was seeing it with with some of my family members, and I was like, oh yeah, sorry, but there's. I said, but my seat doesn't work, and I was like, well, can you please move? I ordered this. This was the first. This was, I wanted to say this to her because when I ordered my seat, because I didn't plan on anyone else coming with me, no other seats in the entire theater were pre-ordered. This was over a month before, and she, of course, choose to sit in the perfect exact spot that my first seat was like. I was like, yeah, I wanted to yell at her, like, just sit in your seat if it doesn't work. Boo hoo.
What does she? My seat doesn't work.
Well, it doesn't
It's one of those
recline or some
reclining
shit.
seats. Yeah.
Okay.
What an entitled hag.
You should have told her, like, I'm sure you saw this when it came out in theaters the first time, you old
Yeah, you went to drive-in in the 1930s, you old hag.
They didn't invent the reclining seats until 10 years ago, okay? This is a luxury you're not accustomed to. I am. But how was the movie?
It was good. I liked it.
Did you think it was overrated?
Yeah. Not completely overrated, but I do think it's just. I like the first half. I like the first half when it's all still happening next to each other, but when they start skipping arbitrary amounts of time ahead, like that's when I wasn't a fan. Like I love like Italian mob related media. Like Sopranos is one of my favorite shows. And I like that, but like when it's like, the first hour, 2 hours is just kind of relatively along the same time. But then, he comes back and it's like, well, I've been here for over, like, it was just years ahead. And then he already has the son, and then, the son's like 3 years old by the.
It's too
I'm
disjointed.
Yeah, I need to watch the other parts of it. I need to, part 2 and 3 of it. And
To be honest, this part 2, like, I couldn't get through fully.
People say
So Riely, just
some people prefer them.
What's up?
fair enough. Riely, the first movie is like this Italian like mob dynasty kind of family. So it goes from like the dad and then the kind of heir rise into power kind of thing. But there's a lag between kind of the downfall of the dad or like the persecution of the dad and then like the
No,
prodigal
it's
son
not that.
coming home kind of thing.
I wouldn't say that.
Then you describe it.
Well, that would be spoiling it. That would literally be spoiling what happens in it, and I don't want to do that. But I think people listening could understand what I mean of just you have this very connected story, in the first, hour and a half of just stuff that kind of happens day to day within the same day, and then after the I really don't. I guess just say
Riley, how likely are you to watch this movie?
no. I'm this is for the audience because this is
Okay.
also just I could say just when after like from when he's in after he leaves. I don't know how to say the car bombing scene. I think after that is when it gets disjointed. It's like, I mean, like while he's in Italy, it still seems very connected. It feels like there's stuff going on, but I feel like just after that scene, it's because it's kind of like a montage, not montage, but it's just after that when it cuts back to America, it's just different. There's something about it that I just wasn't a fan, and it's probably something that I'm not getting because I'm not really that big of a. I think there are other better movies,
What would be better?
like a better mob movie. Goodfellas. I like Goodfellas. That's a fun one. It seems
True, but
very
different tone.
yeah, but still
It's not
both
an epic,
both.
right?
Yeah, you're right, but still, it's just another mob. I'm just saying a mob movie that I prefer, and
Fair enough.
it's probably not as good. There's probably going to be people mad at me for. Oh well.
I mean, yeah, all the film buffs, all I hear is the Godfather and Citizen Kane.
Godfather.
Those are the two movies. Like, oh,
I haven't seen Citizen Kane yet either.
I need to watch. I'm curious about Citizen Kane and Godfather as well. I feel like I have to watch them at some point. just because
I
of
think
that
as
reputation I have.
exactly, and as a film buff, especially like the historical kind of film buff, you're always gonna pay homage to like the things that have blazed the trail and have really like
Yeah.
put things
Then
in the
why
forefront.
don't they talk about Birth of a Nation so fondly?
They do. That's like one of the ones that they talk about in terms of low key
importance.
or like yeah, exactly, like
Well, I
more
mean, I
people
haven't
that are
seen
like
it, but
in the know.
it's the first movie to have a film score, to have like music really made for it, which for
Interesting.
being such a a controversial film, I still haven't seen it. I've seen a few controversial films. So,
You want to go into
as
those? Confish?
um
No, I'm
to
kidding.
no, I was about to say one of them. It's a bit of a space adventure.
Mhm.
Just some people in outer space, and I saw it a few years ago, kind of before it was a meme. Well, it was a bit of one, but people weren't talking about it that much. That it wasn't a good movie. Like
Wait, what
even
movie was it?
ironically, it was just it was a space movie. It was a
Is it
Guardians
is
of the
it
Galaxy.
no.
is
Guardians
it
of the
the
Galaxy
movie?
2.
Is it the movie I think of?
It's
Was it
probably the one that you're thinking of.
the gay N words?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Please cut out any time we mention it. Cut out the laughing. Just I want it like I want to do it like we're like I'm just kind of tiptoeing around it, and I want people to be in on it. Like I'm glad that you
Yeah,
understood
sure.
the joke, but like cut the.
Okay, let's resume. I actually did. That was a really big one for like diversity as well, I think.
What?
It was a big
it wasn't
landmark thing in
diverse.
terms of
It was
no, the subject matter.
it was a misogynistic film is really the way I could say it, but it wasn't good, even ironically.
But it didn't it champion like different sexualities? Or am I
No,
mistaken? Oh,
it's just they're that for the sake of hating women. That's really the plot of the movie, that women equals bad.
oh shit! How does that make you
Isn't that
feel
really
as
the
a
plot of
gamer?
every movie? If you think about it.
If you come at it with the right mindset, I think that's true.
All right, let's talk about
Or the
something else that
wrong.
isn't movies.
Sure, Riley. What's something that you've experienced lately, or something that's been on your mind?
You really put me on the spot. Right? That's something to say. Damn it.
Well, someone with 20 podcasts, you got to have some ideas.
I know.
Really, really.
I've said all there is to say. It's hard.
Nothing left over for the measly few leftovers.
This kind of goes to the Ukraine Russia thing, though. But,
Hmm.
I've been thinking about nuclear Armageddon like lately, because of that conflict.
Mhm.
So that's really been on my mind. I had a little bit of an existential crisis yesterday because
I don't think it's uncommon. Yeah.
yeah, I had like one friend of mine was like really freaking out about it. And he gave me like a panic attack, and I'm sitting here like, holy shit, if we get nuked. If I died, what would have been the point of thing? And I just like fucking
Yeah, who cares? Who
went into
cares if we die? We're gonna be dead. It shouldn't matter after we die.
I went to like a
Enjoy life while you can. Treat life like you're gonna die tomorrow.
I got to my own head. Like, what if I died now? What would have been the point? This whole time, all for nothing.
What do you
Oh,
you
God.
you have an auditory legacy of 20 different endeavors that you participated while you were alive, Riley. You've been more equipped than the average young adult to
That's
leave a
true, but
legacy behind.
I have like literally zero audience.
Now, it'll be
It's true.
a primary source for the Russians later on. They'll go by American Lifestyle by Riley's podcasts. And
Not the
this is
Riley
what everyone was
podcast
like.
is their side serial. American.
This is what the average American was like.
No, I'm pretty sure everyone has seen this episode of the Twilight Zone. I've watched a lot of Twilight Zone, but there's the nuclear episode where the guy is reading books in the bank vault while the nukes go off, and he's left to read, and that's what he does. But
Mhm.
like, what if nukes happen, and the only like surviving stuff instead of a bunch of books is just all of your recordings archived, and so
Holy
the
shit!
complete rest
The
of
whole world.
of English history is just Riely podcast recordings. Would the last surviving humans be like screwed, or
I think there's
like
enough. I think there's enough material and there's enough audio that you would be able to recover a lot of the English language.
What would the content be in terms of their understanding of their historical ancestors / the American civilization? Would they say that they were disproportionately interested in lolly hentai, or I'm just making assumptions here.
I mean, I have talked about that on the podcast before. That's the biggest audience I've ever had. When I talked about that, and it got posted on Kiwi Farms. But no, I think they would get a lot of riveting content where a bunch of children, a 40-year-old man, argue about pointless bullshit.
that'd be fun.
Now, is a 40-year-old man sometimes on the side of some of the children, or is it all just kids versus boomer?
Are you implying that my podcast is a boomer going up against the Zoomers?
Well, that's what
would you
implied,
call
I
such a
thought.
thing?
Yeah.
I think maybe like the biggest idea in the universe, something like that.
Whoa, okay. God.
But our namesake for starting this podcast in the generating the ideas for this was to talk about some cringy, embarrassing, or depressing stories, depressing chamber full of stories, if you will. Does anyone have anything that comes to the top of their mind? Doesn't have to be very serious or anything. Fair enough. Confish. I've already pushed you past your comfort zone. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm trying to think of stuff that I can talk about that I'm comfortable with talking about, because there's a lot of stuff that I could talk about just regarding my life, and yeah, I get my own. I'll be one day. I'll be talk about the many pathetic and depressing things I've done with my life. But
imagine you get revived and you find out the ancient or the futuristic civilization has just found out all of your dark secrets and all of your biggest regrets, and that's their only source of information from the 20th century.
That'd be interesting.
The famous historical figure Confish, known for doing many terrible and cringy things. That's all we remember.
Everyone learned from them, though. That's more important.
Yeah, they learned
impacted everyone.
But what is there to talk about? I guess there's work. There's nothing really cringy there. It's just work.
Oh, well, actually, no. Let's backtrack to that. But so you started a job since we last talked.
Yes.
I think you want to talk about the general services you provide.
It's Jersey Mike's. I make sandwiches.
Hey!
There's nothing special about that. I don't like them. I think they're absolutely disgusting, and yet fat people gobble them all up and don't leave tips.
Was it Jimmy John's that you work at?
No, Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's. Yeah.
Yeah. I live closer to the Jersey Mike's headquarters, like where I live closer to the headquarters, and to the original location than the job that I work at. Like my job is just because it's not my town, but one of them is like super close to me, and the other one's like close, just in a different direction. One of them's the original one is east of me. The headquarters is north.
Wait, Confish. Wait, hold up. Don't dox yourself.
I'm not doxing myself. I'm just saying
they're gonna pinpoint his exact location by his relation to the Jersey Mike's headquarters.
No, there's like 5 different Jersey Mike's in my town. It's okay. All Jersey Mike's. I live in one of the 5 towns connecting it, that are connected to the town that it's from.
New Jersey, I imagine.
Yes. It's common knowledge that I live in near the shore of. I live along the Jersey Shore.
Oh shit! Get crazy, get loud, let's party, freak out.
But
if you want to go,
it's just that I don't know. It's I make sandwiches. I'm not an artist, and I hate them, and I hate that people like them, and I hate that people don't tip.
Are you supposed to tip your sandwich artist? This is a controversial.
No, it's not when they don't tip, but it's like we're not supposed to expect tip. But it's when it's like I don't mind if someone's ordering like like 1 or 2 sandwiches, but if you're ordering 10 sandwiches and you don't even tip a dime, I'm sorry if I feel entitled about this, but no.
I don't know if
any other
is it
fast
common
food
knowledge?
place. I'm not tipping shit.
You guys have a tip jar or something like that?
No,
this
the
is
thing
foreign
is,
to me.
the food here, it's not like fast food. It's not like all preheated. We actually have to like cut the sandwiches, we cut the bread, we do all that stuff right in front of you.
Like Quiznos.
I don't know.
Or Subway.
I've never been there.
You never been to Subway?
No, I don't like sandwiches.
What about Chipotle?
Never been there.
What the hell? Where do you eat whenever you go out?
I don't know, restaurants. I live in New Jersey, which has many. It's has the most diners and restaurants like in the whole United States.
Yeah, if
It's
you,
ki-
if
it's
you
kind
there
it's
are
kind of a
many
big
better
thing here.
options than Subway
Oh,
and Jersey
absolutely,
Mike's.
yeah.
For
Fair
me,
enough. But
I
I was
literally.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you first.
I was gonna say I've tried many like fast food sub places. None of them do it for me except for Subway. Jersey Mike, terrible. The Firehouse,
fuck?
terrible. Subway is the
Quiznos is
only
easily better
acceptable
than
one.
Subway.
I've never been to Quiznos, so I can't judge Quiznos. But every other
What
fast
do you
food sub place I've tried is bad except for Subway.
do you get chicken teriyaki at Subway?
Nah, I get tuna at Subway or whatever it actually
What the
is.
fuck?
It
How
tastes
can you
good,
mess
whatever
up
it is.
tuna? Other places must have some decent boilerplate tuna sandwiches. No?
No, not at Firehouse or at Jersey Mike's. Or any of the other little places I've tried.
Confish, you should run this complaint up to headquarters.
I really don't care. Every time I try to eat fish, I get sick, and the smell of the tuna. You know, I'm glad. I don't want there to be complain that the tuna is absolutely horrible, and if you complain enough, they'll just remove it from their menu, which would make my life easier.
Impact change. Confish, is the smell
Please.
of fish is the smell of fish why you
It-
became more enamored with men than women?
What? No.
Oh no.
I wouldn't blame you if it was
No, I only discovered that I was allergic to fish recently. Actually, like last year.
allergic. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a shellfish. Wait, is shrimp and lobster okay for you?
Yes, that's the odd thing. It's only some
Jeez.
types of fish. But I think
Hmm.
just the smell of it nauseates me because my mind associates that with this will make you sick. So when I have a huge like tub of tuna to clean, you know, it's not a good night.
Can you not forward that to your bosses and be like, hey, like just I can clean everything but the tuna. It's an allergy. I think people
No. It's not an allergy. It's just I get sick, but I work.
you could tell them.
I don't want to bother them.
What an
I'd
honorable
rather
guy.
not.
Company man to the core.
I haven't had the displeasure of working in the food industry yet. My first and only job, and which I currently work, is at a call center.
Nice. How was that experience?
It's definitely interesting. The job gets really monotonous, and boring, but like, I think it's worth it for like the people I've met and also communication skills that I've gained.
Yeah,
So,
I hear good things about the professional development from that job. And it pays not bad either, right?
yeah, no, my pay isn't bad, and I've gotten to learn a bunch of different things. So, I think it's been an enriching experience. But I think it's starting to reach the end of its shelf life. I've worked there since July 2020, and I think it might be time to spread my wings and fly. But I also don't want to work. I've been spoiled by the call center experience. I don't want to go work somewhere where I'm gonna actually have to walk around and like clean and make food. I don't want to do that.
Fair. Well, at least like if they're not offering competitive salary, that would be understandable. But Riley, actually, like from your display picture and just like your voice too, I had no idea you were Indian.
Only Indians work at call centers. It's true.
Yeah. As soon as you said by your picture and by your voice, I instantly knew where that joke was going.
Nice. Thank you, Constance. I appreciate it. But Riley, what the luxury of having a good job right now is that you can shop around for other ones and use your salary to be like, well, I get paid this for this job, so why would I leave? Get people to sell you on getting hired, unless you're like juggling schools still, so it's not really that.
I'm
big of
not.
an issue.
I graduated high school in 2020, and I'm not gonna worry about college until I'm confident that I'm shit because I really botched high school. So I don't want to go and pay a bunch of money for college and then also watch college. So I'm gonna wait until I'm
What about
in a position where I'm gonna care.
community college?
I mean, either way, whatever college I go to, I just don't. I don't think I would focus in school right now. Like if I went and just rushed into college, I would just like botch all of my grades and get fucked out of thousands of dollars. So
Fair enough. I just offered because I didn't go to community college, but from my understanding, is it's a lot cheaper, and then you can kind of bump up to university with some of those
it's
credits.
definitely cheaper, but it's still like thousands of dollars. It's like 5,000 versus like 50,000 at like a nice university.
For the full degree, though, 5,000.
I don't actually know. I haven't looked at prices.
Fair enough. What would you do to study?
That's
Like what field?
that's a good question. Like I've considered a couple things. Like I think the only one I've ever actually like envisioned a career in, because like I was like as a kid I was like I want to make games, and then I figured out what coding was. I'm like fuck that. Um, I guess
I agree.
I always kind of wanted to work in childcare, because like ever since I was young, like I like babysitting for like family and stuff. I've always been very good with kids, so I've considered going into like a childcare
So are you
field.
some kind of like Family Guy or something? Could you say?
some sort of family guy, perhaps.
We're
Yeah.
lucky to have you. We're lucky to have you here. But no, what about like something like social workers, like family counselor shit?
Yeah, that'd definitely be an interesting way to go. So like yeah, like a
Or
social
education.
worker, maybe like somebody who works, or like a preschool teacher, daycare center operator, something in that way, just dealing with like childcare.
Yeah, I think there'll be a bias against you for being male, but perhaps a good old sexism could advantage you in terms of fast tracking.
That's fair.
That's pretty cool, though. That's good that you have kind of a general knowledge of what you're skilled at and what you enjoy to further pursue. But sometimes I found from talking to people that like once you enter the working world, it's pretty damn hard to step away from a paying job and then going to pay for education and doing shit that's not
That's more
necessarily
than fair.
translatable.
Yeah.
So sooner than later would be fair, and like even part time would be fair too. Confish, what about yourself? Are you in education? Are you thinking about?
I wanna just become a pilot. That's really what I want to do. Bit of I
Which
mean, I'm not gonna have any, I'm not getting like, I mean, I'm gonna try to become one, but they're crazy expensive. Some of the schools. There's only one in the entire state of New Jersey that can help with that, and I'm pretty sure that's only just for private planes, and that's $60,000, which is something th- that would take multiple years to pay off with
but
with
with
yeah with
tuition and all
loans and
that stuff.
everything. Yeah.
I was gonna say like for a decently paying kind of careers like that, once you gain acceptance, usually banks are a little bit like change their tune in terms of guaranteed future income for some professions at least.
Yeah.
What's the
But
process to become a pilot in the States?
uh, I mean, it just seems you do a few years of testing, you practice a lot, you practice more, you do a lot of flying, you do some test stuff, and then you get your license. But it takes a few years, is the thing.
Yeah, but is there any kind of a bottleneck at the start, like any testing scores or like some kind of standardized
I
bullshit that you need to get to start getting your hours under your
Maybe. I
belt?
mean, I got some pretty good test scores. I mean, with like I'm pretty stupid when it comes to a lot of stuff. But oddly enough, like all the
Don't
stuff
be
that's like,
humble.
oh, but no, I'm being completely serious on this. That
Mhm.
it's just tests are easy, because I think the like I'm stupid, but compared to like the stupid people, I'm some kind of genius. Like
Mhm.
for the pre-tests of this diploma thing, I supposedly scored really well and really high, but this is stuff that like I this is like eighth grade stuff. I don't know what's changing about like the curriculum, but like I mean it'll probably be great. I probably like won't even get. Luckily, it's a community college, not too far from
Well,
me.
it doesn't harm to send the application, right? There's probably
Yeah,
like $100 something like that fee. But
maybe.
what about military?
I'm not doing that, and plus I can't really go into the military.
Hmm. Are you sure you're not a savant?
What do you mean?
Autistic?
Uh, Maybe, probably, very highly likely. Probably Asperger's,
But
if anything.
especially gifted in certain areas.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say extremely lucky, just despite
Now
my
you're a
name.
smart guy. Wait, what's Confish name mean?
No. It's my like my last name. Say it. Like you can look
Yeah.
like it would take forever to find it just by the description, but it
Mhm.
means unlucky or roughly translates to unlucky or lack of luck, which I
Ah,
felt was always kind of befitting for my life because I have horrible luck with some things, but really odd luck with others.
nice. So balance, you think, or are you still generally unlucky?
Maybe. I'd say generally unlucky, or maybe it's just being stupid. I think that's really the thing that makes me. I take my me being kind of lazy and stupid as bad luck, maybe
Mm.
instead of
Well,
being held accountable for my own actions.
well, we all do, right? To some degree, some kind of distortion of
Yeah, I'm
blame
really
and
unlucky, guys. I'm super unlucky. Not fat, not lazy, just very unlucky.
no, it's because of your genes. You were unlucky.
Exactly. My parents are fat, and thus I'm fat, and there's nothing I can do about it.
If only I had different parents, I would work out way more.
Exactly.
Actually, like I have like I have some odd genes for me. Like I'm tall. I'm like I kind of like have like an ugly facial structure. I have a bunch of mental problems. That's my genetic power. Oh, and I have a very high chance of getting skin cancer because that runs in both sides of my family. So
Is
most
it what
likely
is hell?
before the age of 20, I will most likely have some kind of early stage of it. I mean, easily removable. I mean, I've had some pre like cancer stuff before that's been removed, but
Hmm.
like it's just both my mom and my dad have gotten like skin cancer before.
So they've gotten melanoma or basal cell
I
carcinoma.
think actually both. Or at
Yeah,
least I
melanoma is
think
no joke.
yeah, and my dad definitely has, and I think my mom maybe.
I'm
Nice,
told that
but if
lung
at least
cancer.
it's go ahead.
I'm told that lung cancer runs in my dad's side of the family, but that might also be because
They smoke.
smoking a pack a day runs in my father's side of the family. So
Fair. Yeah, if they sometimes like people are weird with like communicating stuff to their kids. Like if they say oh lung cancer is like runs in the family, I'd hedge on the side of maybe even like the non-smoking kind of shit might be there. So don't tempt fate.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
smoke,
yeah,
Riley?
that's
like no
true.
skin cancer is like is something that actually like runs really bad in my family. Like we all have horrible skin, except for my brother. Like he's the only one who doesn't have a horrible skin.
Is his dad the gardener?
What? My dad? He's not a gardener. No.
It, is your brother's dad?
But no, we
I'm
both have the
kidding.
same
I'm kidding.
father.
Confish.
My
But is
sister's the
it
only
the
one. My sister's the only one with a different dad.
does your brother have like olive skin?
What? No, but it's no, but my brother and I were both pretty light skinned, but like his is I don't know, it's
Doesn't
just
burn.
he hasn't had any problems. I mean, he'll occasionally get like little like moles or stuff like that to grow on him, but otherwise, no.
No. Well, fair enough. That's good. It's good that you guys are up on your family history.
Yeah, it's some interesting stuff.
Riley, why don't you tell us what your first podcast was?
Okay, this is a funny story actually.
Right.
My first podcast was actually a show that I started. So, one of the first podcasts I got into listening one. First, it was a Pokemon podcast, and then I found a Power Rangers watch along podcast. And I was like, oh, this watch along concept is fun. So the first time I ever tried to start a podcast is I tried to start a watch along podcast of all the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoons, and I made like one episode, and it's like complete garbage. I made a couple more, but like it was just like a fun little like joke throwback. Once I already had a podcast career going, I made one like as my first podcast. It was the most garbage thing that I've ever heard. Looking back,
Which season of Power Rangers or like which era
Mighty
was
Morphin,
your
probably.
the
No,
podcast
I doubt it.
I was listening to was they started from the beginning and they were going through the whole series. They still
Yes,
go
Mighty
today.
Morphin.
They're on
Yeah.
Wars right now.
But I mean your own. Like did you start a Power Rangers one first or no?
No, I did a Sonic one. It was just the watch along concept. It was like, oh, I could do a podcast about like a show that I like. It'd be fun. So I did. I started one about Sonic cartoons.
It's like essentially like the I guess less intensive version of a Let's Play, right?
I suppose you could say that. I mean, like the cartoons of Sonic, though, not like the games.
Yeah, no, I mean, but like the watch along format. I mean,
Yeah. I suppose you could say that.
which
I do a
song?
watch along podcast now that's a lot better about Death Note, so I've come full circle.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that's actually like tough because in general, like music, like whatever, what have you, like the first thing you actually put out, you're gonna be like at least semi proud of it because maybe sometimes you'll go through some stuff that you don't put out and you're kind of ashamed or whatever. But then you're the least talented you'll ever be, but it's possibly some of the most passionate stuff. You've been like living your whole life with really loving this kind of thing. That's what made you to push it out. So I understand why a lot of people kind of revisit things that they did early in their career because they're like, okay, now I can do it justice with my editing skills or my
Yeah,
hosting
definitely.
skills.
I'd say that doesn't even really constitute as a real podcast because it was like complete garbage. I just put it out because like I had no sense of quality back then. The first, I'd say like real podcast that I was on that had real effort put in, it was a Pokemon show called An Arceus We Trust, which only ran for 8 episodes. And the reason it only ran for that long is because the main host got sent to prison and is now a
What?
convicted sex offender. So kind of sucks. So that show didn't last very
Was
long.
that the 40-year-old you were talking about?
No, different guy.
Not that we know of, at least.
No.
Oh my god!
Don't say that about Mo Diggity. He's a great guy.
don't. Shout out Mo Diggity. Yeah, well, we have Baron, so we can't judge.
That's fair. But no, the pedophile's a different guy. I don't work with him anymore, obviously. But yeah, that
You don't write letters?
it was what?
You don't write letters?
Well, he's not in prison anymore.
Oh shit! So phone
Yeah, no,
calls.
he went.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but yeah, that was a weird time in my life. I'm really proud of what that podcast was, though. Like, it was the first time I felt confident about a podcast I was on. I was like, oh, this is actually listenable and somewhat entertaining.
Nice. Yeah, we're still working on that here at the Music Flu. Maybe you can change our luck, but I think it's always something to be proud of to put that stuff out in the first place. Even if the content's shit, but the fact that you're able to really put it out, even if you're kind of begrudgingly, that is a big step in everyone's kind of careers or confidence levels.
Yeah, I
Confish,
definitely
what
think so.
about Confish? What about yourself? What was the first podcast or some kind of like public
This one.
consumable? Oh yeah, how did you feel about the episodes?
Fine. I think. I mean, I was only in like 3 or 4 of them, but
That's a good amount.
either way, I'm really not connected with people ever.
What do you mean?
Like, I mean, it's just that no one really is ever really willing to talk to me outside of this server and another one, and the other server is a bunch of people who would not go good in a podcast because it would be taken off of YouTube pretty much immediately. And there's also one where I would
assumptions through various sources of information over the time that I've been exposed to you, but I guess like it's like a kind of like general impression. Would be another way to say it.
assumption. Good assumption.
Yeah, but like you would be the odd one out in a server like that. That's kind of like super edgy.
No, not even not necessarily edgy. It's like I'd say that not necessarily edgy, but just sometimes vulgar and a bit lacking of a filter. Plus, it's just we wouldn't have much to talk about. It would be one that it wouldn't be suited for a podcast. It would be more suited for like a multiplayer let's play type thing of where we're all playing the same game. Where there are recordings of us. One person does occasionally upload them to his YouTube channel, but it's just so chaotic. It'll be like 10 people in a voice call.
Did Red pill me on Roblox? I've heard the
Oh.
concept. So is it like a is it a
All right.
like a gaming like platform or is it a game? I guess
Yeah,
okay.
it's a platform. It's not a single game. It is very good. If it was considered if it was a game, I'd probably say it would be my favorite game, but it's not a game, so it doesn't count towards it.
Jeez.
It's a platform you could like make your own games, and there's a lot of good stuff on there.
Hmm.
I've probably put thousands of hours into playing Roblox games.
What is a
'Cause
Robux?
Robux is just the currencies that well, one for scamming people and two for just buying stuff, designing your character, the in-game currency for stuff. A
Cool.
lot of them are a lot like 90% of the time, no, 99% of the time for a scam. But
I think that's the only context I know about it. Like, oh, this is worth X amount of Robux.
yeah, the Russian ruble is it's probably like yeah with is like a week ago it's like the Russian ruble officially worth less than one Russian ruble is less than one Robux, or has less
Oh
buying
my
power.
God.
I like that currency converters have actual Robux settings. You can see.
No, I don't think it was
Jeez.
that. No, it wasn't that. It was that the person was just doing the conversion ratio of the most of that.
I've seen it on Google though. Like it'll come up.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought that's what you were saying, Riley. That's ridiculous. That's fucking hilarious.
no, it is
It's
real.
true.
It's true.
So would that be like that? Would that mean like the creator of Roblox, whoever's or
Roblox.
did they? Okay, I'm sorry for offending you, Confish. But what does that mean that they're the owner of that crypto?
It's not crypto.
But what's the difference?
Because you can't the conversion
There's no
back
blockchain involved.
no it's just
Ah.
it's literally like the in-game currency. That's literally all it is.
Yeah, but like if
Like-
like say RuneScape Gold would be something similar, right?
I don't know. Well, no, because the thing is, it's a site, it's a platform wide. You know, I'd compare it to anything, maybe like PlayStation, like let's just say PlayStation gift cards. You can use them on all PlayStation games for like DLC on them,
Yeah.
but it's only for PlayStation. That's what Roblox is. It's only for Roblox games. It works for all of them, but it's and I mean you can convert it to money. Like if you're a creator, if you make games on Roblox, you can convert like a bunch of them to like $100 or something. And you
But if
and
you have,
some games make tons of it because little kids buy it all the time.
I was gonna say, but if you have like people like little kids that are valuing this like equivalent or even sometimes more so depending on the kid to real world money,
No,
can
it's
you
not
not
real
just
world money. It's
I know, but can you not sell Roblox to unsuspecting people or suspecting people?
you can't sell them. The only thing that sells them is Roblox itself through their website because it's an in-game. It's like let's maybe like gems on Clash of Clans or something.
But you can't like drop a bunch of Roblox in front
No,
of
you
someone
can't.
else.
No, that's not how it works. You can
Oh.
it can only be used for exchanges of like DLC or something, or just making like a character in the actual Roblox website, because it's the same avatar used for all games, unless if the game doesn't use the default avatar and you're able to customize your own kind of a.
So you users can exchange Robux.
No, but you like there will be some games that are just kind of copy paste of each other. There's millions of them, just like the same obstacle course that will be like, oh, advance to the next level for 50 Robux, and it'll be like really hard, but little kids will buy that, advance to the 50 Robux, and a lot of them will do that, or like, get the double jump with flashy rainbow colors. And that surprisingly makes a lot of money. It's almost money laundering.
So you can make a game where people have to pay Robux to progress, and
No,
then
you can't do it where it's not allowed to make it where they have to pay to progress.
But
It's
there's an
only
option to
just
pay to accelerate.
yeah, it's an option to pay. Yeah, there's
option
I mean,
pay.
there's some
Is-
games that like that, but they need to be recognized by Roblox themselves as these are very high quality. Like so the only Roblox games that are worth Robux to play, there's only like 10 of them, and those are ones that are big games that have a lot of players already that are in like beta testing, and or just really big games that yes, these are a lot of effort. These people
Wait, what do you
deserve
mean
at least
beta testing?
like if say like the game, it's not, they're not fully ready to release it, but if people want to play the game, they could pay 200 Robux to play the game. like
But
that.
they can release new games on the Roblox platform only if it's like been approved by the
No.
admin.
The approving part is paying for it. You can release a game for free anytime you want, but to have a game be actual to cost Robux would be it would have to be like like I think I've talked about it before. The one that I used to play I probably have a grand piece. It's a one piece Roblox game with a lot of effort put into it. That one's like $2. I don't know. In Robux wise, it's like $2 American, and it's absolutely worth it. It's better than some $60 games that I've played, and
Jeez.
it's like one of like the 10 games. And there's one of I think that there's only I've bought 3 of them. One of them's kind of like a Dark Souls type game. One of them is just a shooter that I'm not really too much of a fan of, and the third one is the One Piece one, which is very fun. A lot of effort put into it. Like
Are
there's
there
like a team
any
of people.
are there
Wait, ones that are
any
good?
are there any like known millionaires from Roblox alone?
No. There's no people who are famous from it, but
Like
there are
famous,
people who are
yeah.
well known. It's really only people who know the game are familiar with the people.
True. But I was
Confish,
gonna go ahead, Riley.
I was gonna say, Confish, do you know anything about the Roblox politics
What do you
thing?
mean? No.
So I don't know if this still exists. Like 4 years ago, it became a trend on YouTube to talk about this, but there's this like big, large scale Roblox role play where people were running like Roblox versions of real countries and like
Oh
having
my
real
god.
politics, and like there were
Oh,
it was crazy, and it was like
I did
super
not
in
know about
depth,
that.
and like I heard about it in a bunch of podcasts. It was like 2018, it blew up, and it was just like this really like in-depth role play, like real political documents were being drafted that looked really professional and nice. And then
Uh,
and then Quackity HQ became Roblox Gandhi and like started shitting up the community.
Oh my gosh.
Sounds
Yeah,
interesting.
I hear
But I
Riley,
mostly play like fighting games.
fair enough. Riley, do you have you ever played Roblox or anything like that?
I played Roblox when I was a kid. Like I
Mm.
would screw around on
I
some like
never did.
the random games. Like I remember clearly as a kid there was this really shitty like Dragon Ball Z fighting game on
Hmm?
Roblox that I would play all the time.
Confish, do you still play this?
No.
No. I play Roblox regularly, but
Mhm.
I really got into it around 2020 because that's when that's when I actually built my PC. So I didn't have a way of
Mhm.
play. I mean, it was on phone, but I was like, oh yeah, it's horrible on phone.
Yeah.
So actually, I think it's been pretty much 2 years since my PC has been built because it was a little bit. I started getting the parts a little bit before the pandemic happened,
Mm.
and
So you got your graphics card?
yeah, no, yeah. By then, I the graphics card was actually the first I got 'cause his old one. He had a new one, and he said if I completed all the summer work, I would get the graphics card for
Nice.
cheaper, which like because I mean it's kind of a poopy one, but I gave him $20 for it,
Dude.
which free graphics card for $20, very good. But
Mm.
um yeah, since I'm like most kind of the newest person to play out of the people that I know that are active. Like I know people who've been playing the game for 10 years. I know people who've there's one person I know like he has stuff on his account that's like super rare that he could have sold for a lot of money, but
Mhm.
his account was hacked and he hasn't been able to get it back. Or someone else who
You sure he's not
traded
lying?
like no, I know the account name. It's an account name that he definitely made because
Mm.
his new account name is very similar to that
Fair enough.
old one. And there's one
So
of
go
my
on.
friends who used to be into trading, and
Mhm.
he traded a it's worth like a couple like $100 now actually.
Mm.
Um one of the things, but I mean he traded it when it was still worth like nothing.
Mm.
So he made a profit then, but now he's made a lot less. But
Yeah, so
I've never been into
bird in the
trading.
hand.
I
Mhm.
just well, I mean he hates it. He hates the thing. It's like, some anime smiling face, but it's like super rare now.
Yeah, I'm sure
Um
there's a little bit of FOMO.
uh
M-
maybe?
Maybe not regret.
What do you mean?
Like maybe
Stuff over.
he's like, oh, you know, like in retrospect, I could have just held
No.
on to it for a little bit longer, but at the
No,
same
no,
time,
no.
I don't
He doesn't regret
selling
it. He doesn't regret it. The thing that he traded it
Mm.
for, he likes way more. It's way cheaper, but he uses the. It's like a hat. It's like a green hat, but it's still really rare too. It's two rare items.
And it would have just been like a couple of $100 difference. It's not like thousands or any
No,
monetary
no,
gain.
they're both cheap. It's only like I think it's like double the price or something. But either way, trading.
Okay, yeah.
I wish I was on long enough to get into trading,
Hmm.
but I play for games. There's games that I like. There's actually it's kind there's actually is a bit of Dragon Ball on it. It's an anime fighting game which
Could it be the same one? Could it be the
no,
same one
it's
that
not
Riley
Roblox?
played?
it's two now. It's not just Dragon Ball. It's there's a lot of Dragon Ball characters in it, but it's pretty fun.
Shonen. What's that
No.
game that jumps
No,
superstars?
it's not like Jump Force. If
It's
anything,
not a
people
amalgamation?
say no. Jump Force is an actual real game.
Yeah,
This one is this one. People who actually say it's better than Jump Force because Jump Force.
it's comparable though, right? Like the
I like
kind
Jump
of
Force.
compilation of different.
Yes.
I never played it. I really
no,
wanted to play it on DS.
it's a lot more like movement based to it.
Fair enough. But Riley, why'd you stop the Roblox? Were you just like, oh, I'm too old for this kid shit?
It was just like something I never like stayed into. It was just like I was like a 12-year-old who played around on my grandfather's desktop computer, and I was playing Roblox. And then, you know, as I got older and got access to like good gaming consoles and like my own computer where I could do whatever the fuck I wanted, this
Mhm.
Roblox was not something that I was super interested in. And I've had people tell me to get back into it, and I've been pretty resistant. But you know,
There's some fun stuff.
after what Confish is saying, I think I might give it another shot.
All right,
Confish
there's some
doesn't-
games that I can
Go ahead.
highly recommend. There's a tower defense game that I like. There's like kind of like a little there's a beat 'em up game that I like.
Drop
There's
the
the One
names.
Piece game. Yeah. Tower defense game, All Star Tower Defense. I played it when it was a small game, like
I think I've heard of that.
over a year ago. Yeah, now it's one of the biggest games on Roblox now. I've been playing it
Mm.
since since last year. Oh, updated 57 minutes ago. Yeah, it's been getting a lot of updates recently. The fighting game, the one fighting game is Anime Battle Arena, ABA.
Mhm.
I've talked about that a lot. There's actually a video on my YouTube channel when everyone on the server was bugging me. You have to play, you have to play, you have to play, and I was like, the game isn't fun. Now it's my favorite game on Roblox. And the other one's Your Bizarre Adventure, which is a JoJo beat 'em up game. But that one I used to play a ton. That's actually I think the German guy that I mentioned. That's actually how we met him through that game.
Mhm.
And there's Grand Peace, which is the
One Piece.
the One Piece game. But really, other than those, I haven't spent a lot of time. Like it's really, well, I mean, there's games that I have a lot of time spent in, but
Mhm.
really those four are where most of my time is divided through, especially YBA and GPO. Even ABA now, I have a lot of time in it, or Tower Defense. And it's
Have you-
really no. I was never a a pathfinder for these. I'm not the one who's like, oh yeah, you guys have to try this. No, it was literally other people convincing me to play them, and
Is that a
I
term
hated all of them at first.
specific to Roblox or gaming? That Pathfinder in terms of like the early adopter, I
No.
guess.
No.
I've never heard of that.
I've just heard it used before. I mean,
Mm.
I'm not I'm not a pioneer of finding good games. It's all other people on the server that I'm a mod on. They're like, oh yeah, we all like this. You should try it out. I was like, oh, I hate it. Then I'll eventually like it. And that is actually how I felt about all four of those games. It's just that this is so boring. This is so stupid. And now I'm like, this is so stupid. This is so fun. I hate it. It's an absolutely horrible game, but it's addicting. And that is how all of them are.
Fair enough. Do you ever play Genshin Impact?
No, and I do not plan to. I
For
hear it's
now.
very money based.
Mm.
Genshin looks
it's-
based. I just haven't really gotten into it.
It's like Breath of the Wild, no?
No, I
Breath of
thought
the
it was
Wild with
gacha based.
microtransactions and animation.
Yeah,
titties.
it's like a bunch of microtransactions.
But like that's just like the criticism. I think like the gameplay itself is supposed to be like open world, Breath of the Wild.
My computer isn't
cartoony.
good enough to handle that. My computer isn't good by
Yeah.
any means. Plus, I really just don't want to play it. There's games that I want to play, and that's not on my list.
But lots of those Roblox games were also not on that list.
Yeah, good point. But that's only because I have friends who play them, and I have
Mm.
like, I'm gonna see how many mods in the server have played all 4 of those games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, actually, yeah, I'd say 7 of them on the server have played all these games and have convinced me to do them. And now I'm actually better than some of the people who, or at least according to everyone, like, oh yeah, you're on this person's level. Like we judge each other. You know, I'm
Hey,
rambling. I know I'm
being
rambling
gassed
too
up.
much.
No, you're not. It's entertaining, and I think that it's good for you, Confish, rising up the ranks. You got to be the
But
change, bro.
like today they were saying about like, oh yeah, you're way better than this. Like I know it was my
X
brother and
user or
someone
whatever.
else, and it was like they were saying, oh yeah, why can't I just do 2v2s with you guys? It says, even though you're better than blah 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 playing with,
Mhm.
I'm still not gonna let you play because we'll still lose. It's way too toxic for you because I don't I'm not very much of a toxic person, and pretty much everyone else
That's
is
what I
when it
was
comes to
getting
me.
at before. Yeah. Oh, so
And
they're babying you despite you being better than them.
what? No.
They're baby.
It's not even that. Some of them are better than me. Most of them are better than me. There's like my brother, when it comes to games, he picks them up fast and he gets good at them fast. And
Mhm.
it's almost kind of scary of just of how quickly he can beat people. He could be lower leveled. He can have, like worse people, and he'll just somehow find a way because he knows like all the combos in the game. It's
Is,
insane.
is it that he's so singular that he spends so much time like overnight and all that kind of stuff, or is it
No, it's
just
not that.
naturally per unit time?
Yeah, like he's good at memorizing stuff like that. Like with all these games, he knows a lot about it. He knows the metas, he knows the setups, he knows everything. With all 4 of the games that I've been talking about.
Damn, is he
Which
younger or older?
younger.
Okay.
And it's I wish I was better at video games. He's always been better at video games than me. Even like my favorite games, he's absolutely better. Actually, except for Bloodborne, which he has not played yet. That's the only one that I haven't better than that. And he could probably start playing tomorrow, and by next week he'll be better
Haven't
than me.
played yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which actually no, Enter the Gungeon, because he never liked, which I'm better at than him, and Bloodborne. But all my other favorite games, like Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Oh wait, yeah, Black Ops 3, he's better than me at. Terraria, I'd probably say we're around the same level. Actually, yeah, I'd say he's a bit better. And Fallout 4, he's better than me at.
Yeah,
And
my younger brother's better than me at most video games too. It's something you gotta pass eventually.
yeah, but no, it's not passing. It's just that even when he was like 4 and I was like 6, he was never good at like Mario games. He was good at like Call of Duty and beat me, but like on
Oh,
like platformers
platformer.
yeah, I when or like a puzzle game like Uncharted, he does the
Mhm.
shooting, I do the puzzles. That's how it worked.
Ah,
And
so good
uh,
reaction
uh,
time.
yeah, like I was always good with puzzles. That's my thing.
Fair enough.
But,
Riley, do you have any
let
siblings?
I do have siblings, but I was not like raised with any of them, so I never really had experiences with like, playing video games with them as a child.
And you still don't do it as semi-adult
No, I don't see my siblings a whole lot. Uh, honestly, I
online?
don't even really know most of them, like on a personal
Fair enough.
level at all. Like I have one on my mom's side, and I have 3 on my dad's side, and the ones on my
Mhm.
dad's side I only just met like 2 years ago. So,
Oh
Shit.
wow.
Are they similar age?
they're a few years older than me. They're all in like their 20s. The oldest one I think is like 27, and she has a kid. That was I was more concerned with
Eh.
I was more concerned with my niece than my siblings when I went on that trip.
Hmm.
Fair enough. Wait, what trip?
I had a good time being Uncle Riley for a couple days.
Sweet. That's good bonding time.
It's fun.
Kid's like a toddler?
Yeah, I think she's like 5 or 6 now, but she was 3 at the time.
Sweet. Would you be open to message like doing a little sibling group thing, at least for one side of the family?
Yeah, I would definitely go see them again. Like I had a good time.
Mm.
My other sibling too, the one on my mom's side, I haven't seen her in a long time because she doesn't really get along with my mom anymore. So
Mhm.
she hasn't visited in a while.
Fair enough. But we got technology now.
I might hit her up. Like we never really. She's the one who like I knew as a young kid. Like she would come visit when I was like
Ah,
young, and when I was young, I hated her. Like
just the older sibling kind of thing, or
yeah, an older son kind of thing. Like when I was 3,
control.
she babysit me when she visited. I was 3, she was like 15 or whatever, and we like
Oh shit, so good
we
amount older, yeah.
hated each other the whole time. She threw pillows at me and locked me in my room. It was great.
Yeah. But more, not necessarily hating you, but just hating having to take care of a typical
Have to deal
toddler.
with a child.
Yeah. It'd be a good time now that you're a young adult to reconnect and set stuff up later on, if like that's your situation. I don't know shit about that, but can't let the parent kind of uh, rough relationship with them compromise the new generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Riley, did you play PC games growing up, or was it more consoles?
I was definitely more of a console kid. Like I
Yeah.
played
Same for
around
me.
on my grandfather's
Same with me
computer, as I
too.
said, but I had my own like PS2 and Wii and stuff, so I definitely was into like console gaming.
PS2 and Wii.
I
You
had a
switch
PS2,
allegiance.
Yep.
a Wii, I had a DS as a kid as well. I was treated pretty good in terms of my video game uh havingness. I don't know what the word is that I was going for.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, no, I was always a Nintendo kid up until like recently. As an adult, I bought PS4 and PS3 to play old stuff, but I missed out on a lot of shit. That's the only reason, that the main reason I should say that I'm shit at first-person shooters, because there's never really options on the GameCube. I'd go over to my friend's house, play Halo, and just get my ass blasted, and then just seethe.
I'm
And it's
primarily a
like, oh, I
Nintendo
don't like
kid.
these games anyways. Uh huh.
I'm primarily a Nintendo kid. Like I've had PlayStations as well. I basically have PlayStation so I can play modern cross-platform games. Like I've never really been impressed by PlayStation exclusives. When it comes to exclusives, I'm a big Nintendo fan. Always been a Nintendo guy. I have a Switch. I'm
Like, what'd you
literally
play on
obsessed with.
PlayStation though? Like Jak and Daxter?
I've never tried. There are a lot of cool exclusive PlayStation I haven't gotten to try. Like Ratchet and Jak and Daxter, which I've seen footage of. Other great games. I just haven't had a chance to play. Um, I played like Spyro and Crash, and those are really fun. So I'm a big fan of those. But I'm a big Nintendo guy. I play Smash. I'm literally obsessed with Pokemon. Pokemon is like my entire personality.
Yes. I love Pokemon.
Dude, it's actually been wild, because like for the past like 10, even like 15 years or so, like Pokemon went from being like, oh yeah, like kids game, like my girlfriend plays it now, but like it's also just like become like ubiquitous in terms of, doesn't matter the demographic, everyone
Yeah,
plays it.
it's a fun game. It's I mean it is a bit it is a very, child centric game. It's definitely made for younger people, but it's still very fun.
It's deep too. Like you can make fun out of it as like an older person. Like I'd say Pokemon is the only video game that I can confidently say I'm good at like the competitive level, because there is like a competitive Pokemon
Yeah.
metagame. I've actually performed competently in like Pokemon tournaments and
Nice.
stuff.
Attaboy. Yeah, even whenever like I think one stream like Monkey was talking about like, oh, all the meta and all this kind of stuff, and even just like calculating like, oh,
Yeah,
the like
it's kind of
more
stupid.
low key mismatches of like different like types and moves and all that kind of stuff. Like apparently goes way deeper than just like, okay, Dark is strong against X type and Y is strong against Z type, right? I think Confish, go on.
Um I don't like competitive Pokemon. I think people go it's all stalling builds. I hate people who go stalling builds, and competitive Pokemon is, oh, I'm gonna switch out for this type and this type. Who cares? Just enjoy the game.
What does stalling build mean? I'm gonna take a piss, but I'm gonna be listening to you guys. Go on.
So, oh, go ahead, Confish.
Yeah,
I'll let you
you
say
could
it
probably
first.
explain it better than I can. I mean, my complaint, mine will just be a complaint, and yours will be a more
Yeah, I have a more positive connotation on stall game. It's not the only
It's so
way that I play. It's not the only
boring.
way competitive Pokemon is played. Because Pokemon has a lot of mechanics. Like there's like poison, and there's like sleep where you can
Mhm.
and you can like boost your defense and like heal your health and stuff. So there are a lot of stall strategies. Like one that I use quite often is this Pokemon called Kukumuku. Uh, he's a little sea cucumber guy, and he has the ability Unaware, which makes it so that none of your stat changes affect him. So like even if your attack is multiplied by 4, it does not apply when you damage Pikamuku. And I run like Toxic and Recover on a Pikamuku,
Ah,
and I just like destroy my enemies, and it's beautiful. Uh, I've gotten many like hate comments about my Pikamuku play when I play in tournaments. But there's also
yeah.
like hyper offense strategies, like there's setup moves, like properly setting up like a Sword Stance Pokemon sweep. So there's a lot of ways to play a competitive Pokemon, which I understand enjoying the game too. Like I'll play the Pokemon campaign, like the Pokemon that I like. I'll have a good time. But I think that tournaments are fun too. I play a draft league a lot, which is where the Pokemon are separated into different tiers, and
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
you draft from each tier. So like you get to use Pokemon in the normal metagame really wouldn't be used because you're limited to a certain amount of Pokemon from
Ah,
each tier. So it's a really fun way to play.
nice. No, that sounds like based as hell. First off, that there's just a move or like a characteristic called Unaware. I think that's ripe for talking shit to these people sending you hate stuff to just be like, oh look, oh you're so cheap with this blah blah blah. Just be like, were we playing? My bad, bro.
I have the attribute of Unaware now.
It's fucking hilarious. I'm definitely gonna tell my girlfriend about that. But yeah, it sounds like Confish is saying, like I'm sure like the hyper competitive scene is like kind of cringe or like more less gameplay focused and just less kind of holistic fun having. But that's the nature of competitive play in a lot of things too, right?
100%. I think Pokemon competitive play is really fun, especially because people make their own rule sets. Like I don't play in like the common competitive Pokemon, which is VGC, which is like the official way, because they do double battles. I cannot process double battles. I do singles competitive, which is mostly fan run. There's Smogon.
Double battles is like two trainers on two trainers, or
Yeah,
No.
two
But
Pokemon on two Pokemon, still one
yeah.
V1 trainer. But yeah, I do singles competitive with Smogon, which is like the fan run singles scene, and also like I said, draft leagues, which are usually just like little community things. I participate in those a lot, and I've gotten to playoffs a lot, which is like the finals, but I've never won one because I get to playoffs and I get like immediately by like one of the 3 really good players that are in the league.
but still, that means that you're possibly top 4. That sounds like it's just
Yeah.
a work in progress.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get there someday.
These people like age out. Like I feel like if I was like a 40-year-old kind of like that's been in Pokemon for a long time, like that would always be a pastime versus like giving it up one day once I have kids and shit.
Yeah, definitely. Like I know people who I'm in Pokemon communities with who have like spouses and children. They still are very dedicated to playing Pokemon and having a good time with the community.
They don't seethe when the young upstarts like Confish's brother come out of nowhere and just ruin their whole life.
No, they're very open to getting their ass kicked for children.
That's well, ass kicked, yeah. But for you guys as Pokemon fans, how was the whole like Pokemon Go wave?
Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is good. Good game. I enjoy it. I have a lot of shinies on it. I occasionally play it a decent amount.
Still,
Pokemon Go is an okay game. It's okay.
no, outside
It's
of like the
fun.
game itself, I guess like I want to say like the popularity and like the ubiquitousness
I'm
in the
glad that
culture
it brought
was
more
it.
popularity to the series.
For me, you
Did
see,
it
I was in middle
translate?
school, and
Mm-hmm.
people would make fun of me for liking Pokemon, and then suddenly Pokemon came along, and it's like everybody's in Pokemon. So I kind of seed a little bit, not gonna lie. Like, oh, now Pokemon is cool, you fuckers.
Yeah, I can't blame you for that. But would people come up to you and be like, "Oh, Riely, is this a good one, or is Pokemon Go like a completely different ballgame?"
No, but they didn't understand it was completely different. They would do that, and I had to be like, Go's mechanics are completely
Ah.
different. I had no idea what the fuck how to do it. So
Admire your honesty. You could have become like megalomaniac, being like, "Oh, well, actually, this is really shit. I don't know why you caught this one. You're stupid as hell."
can't believe you fucking caught Pikachu. What an idiot. Only the
Yeah.
newbies catch Pikachus.
You watch the anime or something, you fucking retard. Confish, but you thought it was a solid game in terms of what it was
Yeah,
trying to
I
do?
thought it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy it here and there.
Got people outside, if anything.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good look for video games in general.
Pokemon, go to the polls.
I
No,
know who
Riely,
made
don't laugh. You're supposed to give
Pokemon
it.
Go.
You're supposed to give him silence and let it pregnate.
Well, you know who said that iconic line?
I think it's Donald Trump or something, right?
Nope, Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton.
What else do you guys want to talk about?
I don't know.
We had a good run talking about Pokemon and Roblox. Basically, just de-boomerifying myself. Anything you guys want to plug?
Not really. No. I mean,
Confish, what's your channel?
just
Oh, we'll put the
Confish
actual link.
04. Well, I mean, it's just Confish. I mean, the link says Confish 04, I believe. That's what it was, but I mean, now it's Confish.
Confish is our most popular channel in the network. In the
Yes,
esteemed Measly
believe
few.
so.
The Measly Few Network. How many subscribers do you have,
Yeah.
Confish?
I like 3,000.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Wow.
He's got like Confish, he's got like 1 million on a video. Right?
What?
Do you have like a what's your highest viewed video?
Oh, it has like 1 million. Over 1 million, like nearly 2 million. I'm not proud of it by any means, but
Jeez.
it's one that I don't
He's a
talk about
modest
very
man.
often.
He's a it's,
No,
it's talking
it's
about
just because I actively hate the video.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that one. That was the one that
Yes,
was
please,
the one that was about the Jewish
the
problem.
phone
right?
call.
My highest YouTube video has like 400 views.
Attaboy. I'm working there. I think my highest view is probably at 20.
and the video was literally just like a shit post. Like my second most viewed video, I'm more proud of it. 200 something views, and it's one of my Reddit videos that actually had like editing, and it was like, me and my friends actually trying to be funny. The one that actually got 400 views was just like a shit post where I sat down with my IRL friends and we reacted to the famous Sam Classic Sonic fan rant against the Sonic fan base video.
Yes.
It's
Was
just
that what was the famous quote?
you hold on. They're plenty of famous quotes.
No, the one. I think you were about to say it.
When will you learn?
Yes.
Resurrections have consequences.
That's it. That is classic. That is a very classic. Was it dated by the time you guys reacted to it?
Yes.
Or was it real time? Fair enough. That's cute. I think. Well, yeah. Riely, what about your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is called Riely and Friends. That's RIELY ampersand Friends. I have some Let's Plays on there mostly, and I've also done like Reddit videos, and I've done some scripted content. I'm trying to do that more. I just get writer's block whenever I start a script, so I never get one done. I need to do more Reddit videos too. Heartsy said he'd do one with me. We gotta set that up.
Yeah, I'd be down to do some passive, easy content with you guys as well.
Hell
Riely,
yeah.
I think I already subscribed to you. Like, do you really have a neck beard like your profile picture?
Yes.
It adds to the credibility.
It's a lot worse than the profile picture.
Jeez, don't sell yourself short, man. You could be full quartering.
Oh God.
Confish, what about yourself? What kind of content are you interested in making in the future? If anyone listens to this,
Honestly, I just kind of want to record more Let's Play stuff. I mean, that's what I want to do. I want to do. I just like playing games. I enjoy playing games. If I was able to, I would.
Mhm.
I mean, if it was popular enough, I'd just record me playing ABA with in private servers with my group of people who play it. But
Mm.
it gets pretty sweaty sometimes. Or at least
As a,
I try to enjoy it, and a lot of them they try very hard because they're people who
they
play like
see.
competitively on the game,
Mm.
and I'm not good compared to them. Or at least two of them are actually three of them are objectively like really good at the
Confish,
game.
you gotta embrace the bants because at that
What?
level, especially if you're actually good, it's all about just like
I mean,
triggering
I've beaten
people
them.
rather than
I have beaten them before. I've only won one free for all match,
nice.
and
But I mean,
that was
like,
one of my first times with one of the worst characters.
but if you're playing with them and stuff and they're taking it super seriously, then you can always say like some passive shit like, "Oh fuck, man, I should have used my good character." And they're like, "Well,
Oh
what do you
no,
mean? I already beat your
we
good."
play randoms. No, no, no. The whole point is that we play random characters because there's what? I'm trying to think of how. There's
To
probably like
equalize
50
the
something
play.
characters over 50
Mm.
people, and I have nearly
Mm.
all of them unlocked. And when you play
Oh,
random, there are some characters that are just like the best, which are just way better than others, and there are some that are just horrible.
no matter
And
what the
that
skills.
yes, and one of the worst who like half of us agree is the worst character was the one person that I won with because no one it was like when I was new at the game, and it was like one of my first matches that I played with
No,
them. But
don't detract from your accomplishment.
no, no, it was an accomplishment. It was the only time I ever won. I'm pretty sure
So far,
you're a Dragon Ball fan a little bit, right?
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so so you're aware of the Tournament of Power, what that is.
Was this
It's super.
Dragon Ball, or?
Super.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
No,
But
no.
essentially,
It's
Cell
the
game.
big tournament arc of Dragon Ball Super. We kind of have a
Oh,
rule that when we're all ready to go off for, we select that map and we all go random and we fight, and whoever wins, that person's declared Tournament of Power winner. And winning that is usually like bigger than win. Like you can win 5 games in a row the other one, but whoever wins the has like the biggest crown of the night. And I actually won one of those once, and everyone was shocked because I played one of the worst characters, which is Jonathan from JoJo's, and I of course got it from random, and I won. He has no far range moves, and I was lucky with that.
Confish, I'm very disappointed in you.
What?
Why didn't you just retire?
Because I like
At
the
that
game.
moment, you had the crowd. It's time to go.
I make actually no, I make jokes about that all the time. Like the episode of The
Yeah.
Simpsons where Bart is playing against Homer in like the boxing game.
Mm.
So
And then
when Homer's finally about to beat Bart, the TV gets on like Bart. Well, like before they do their match, Bart says, "This is my final match, and I'm tired of winning against you all the time because
that's
Bart
literally
always
what I
won."
would say too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and my like, and then the TV gets unplugged and they never get to do it again. My brother makes jokes about like how I'm going to like 1v1, and like then the game gets shut, like its servers get shut down forever. And that's what we think is gonna happen. That I'm finally gonna get better than him, but he's actually like really good.
You know, it'd be amazing if that happened, and then Russia nukes the states, and then the record shows that Confish was the #1 in the world.
No, I'm not. I know people who have like beaten like I'm probably better than the people who like develop the game, because like they're all really bad. I know I've beaten people who have beaten the developers of it multiple times.
Yeah, I used to think like the developers would be the end all be all, but
No,
by
they're
no
horrible.
means is that true. Yeah, why would that
You
be
see,
true?
I used to think that game developers would be the best at their games, and then I watched Florian Himsel play Binding of Isaac, and now I know that's not true.
Ouch. Ouch.
Yeah, because
R.I.P.
they don't
Florian.
balance. They don't know how to balance their game. Like they do nothing. They literally like they have so much time. They never release any updates, and
Yeah,
they should be good
and
at the game
also,
given how much time they have.
but at the same time, like if you created your own game, it would be almost like vain to be playing your own game nonstop, 24/7, like some of the gamers would be, right?
Yeah,
I actually
but
one thing
like
that I was go ahead.
like I'm just like a lot of like even like popular people, like people like there's a big YouTuber, I think his name is like I think it's Infernacio. Yeah, that's his name. He plays the game a lot. And people say he's like really bad at the game, and like his like all of his videos is just like he cherry picks what what to
Naturally, yeah.
use because he loses so much.
Oh, he like legit skews it versus just highlight reels.
No, like no, like he'll like he's mentioned that that like he loses a lot. Like during streams he loses a lot.
Mm.
But like people say, like people joke about how bad I am at it, but like they say like, yeah, you may be horrible, but you're actually somehow better than him.
I am. That's a big claim to fame. I was gonna say like whenever I was growing up, because I'm like probably like 10 years older than you guys, but the whole dream was like, yeah, video game creator, video game tester. Video game tester was the dream because then you don't have to make the game. You just play video games for a living. But that was before
Yeah.
this whole idea of content creator and all this. So now obviously it's understandable why like YouTuber, video game streamer is the most desirable thing because it is really fucking easy in
Fun.
terms of training time or education time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you do have to be charismatic, and you have to manage an audience on top of also
Yep.
playing the game.
Which I don't know
You
how
don't
to
have to
do.
be good at the game yet. I think you're probably fine.
Charismatic? No.
Well, I would disagree, but I would say that maybe like because you've spent time with some toxic ass people, and you're a very non-toxic guy, so you must have some ways
It's
to
not
get through it.
necessarily toxic. It's just that when they play the game, it's good. And I think it's not the like I'm good
You're in the
when
key.
talking with other people. I'm just not good on
You're
my
in,
own. Like I
but
can't hold
Confish,
conversation by myself.
Confish, you're in the Kino server.
So
Case in point,
oh
you can stand people like that. So there
yeah.
must be
Good point.
something to tolerability. But do you guys have any last words before we wrap this up?
I really wish I did. I really wish I didn't talk so much throughout this podcast. It was mostly just me monologue.
No, it wasn't. I think that's a skewed. I think it's a skewed view. I think we had some
Because
pretty balanced. Riley was a little bit less, but I tried to bring him in a little bit. But first podcast, who cares?
I think a big problem that I have is that like when I'm in most other conversations like at home, it's a very like this is stuff that you can cut out. But people are very violent. They're yelling at each other. I always stay quiet because I don't like when I'm happy I interrupt people. So that's why
Mhm.
I've been interrupted because I never get to talk at home. Everyone always interrupts me.
So we
And
have to bully you.
pretty yeah. If you want me to shut up, you just kind of be angry
Just be
about
mean
it.
to him and
Yeah.
be angry.
And I'll shut up.
Riley, trust me, he's been very, very tame in this podcast. I think this podcast went very well. I think just don't ever ask him to talk about Bionicle.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Well,
with that,
well,
thank you very much for
me-
tuning into the Measly Few podcast, and we will see
I
you
could
in
talk
the
about it.
next one. Shut the hell up right now. I'll see if I can kick this fucking
Robot guy.
Craig.
Just
Yeah,
do
stop.
Yeah.
slash leave.
Slash leave.
Slash leave.
Also, like the past like 30 minutes, I've actually been playing one of the Roblox games, and
Oh my god.
I actually got first place by like a
Disrespectful.
long shot in the lobby. Because I just wanted to see, I'm just gonna hop in, see if I'm better than the competitive servers, and yeah, I
Confish, you're so arrogant.